I have been dreading doing Otaku no Seiza. When I first heard about it, I couldn't believe that the game actually existed. It's the other contender for the worst RPG on the Famicom. Hoshiomiru Hito may have glitches and horrible graphics, but Otaku no Seiza actively punishes you for trying to play it, and it has one of the most unpleasant stories in any video game I've played. I know there's worse out there, I've read about them, I haven't played them. This is the only game published by mysterious company M&M Soft. There's one other game that some people attribute to them, but I can't find any evidence that that game actually exists. Otaku no Seiza is given a subtitle, An Adventure in the Otaku Galaxy, and the title made me think it would be a comedic game with lots of pop culture references. Probably not very good, since that's the kind of thing that gets tiring very fast, but pretty minor. Instead, what I got is, well, the way I usually describe it is Incel the RPG. The plotline is, in the distant future, men have become subservient to women. The goddess Maya thinks that this is all wrong, and sends her 5 servants down to fix this problem. But once on Earth, they start going around dominating men as well. You play a boy who has lost his memory, but is still determined to prove to women that there are real men out there, and not all men are nerds. So, yeah. Please direct your hate mail to Advanced Communications Company and M&M Publisher, both of which I think have been defunct for 30 years. To show the world what being a real man is, and to put those women back in their place, you have to wander the planet, locate the 5 servants of the goddess, and then hit them until they fall in love with you. I'd give you M&M's address to send your complaints to, but the address is now a beauty parlor. Moving past the story for the moment, Otaku no Seiza is a Dragon Quest clone, and it feels about on the level of Dragon Quest II, and I'm probably being a bit generous with that. While exploring, hitting A brings up a menu where you can talk to people, use items, search, and equip things. The only way that you can check out your status is by going to the equipment menu, and while I don't mind things being consolidated, putting it all underneath equipment feels odd. When you start out, you're in this small town, and you have to go meet the owner of a club who will give you a little bit of money and a letter of introduction to the guy in the next town. That money's just enough to get you your starting equipment, and also in this town are some places where you can heal for free. You'll have to walk a long path to get to them though. Once you've purchased some armor and stolen a gun, you might think you're ready to step outside. Well, you're not. First you need to go to this guy and save. Why did you need to save? Well, right now I'm going to show you my first excursion from town, and I am playing it a little bit sped up, but not by much. What you're seeing is the result of Otaku no Seiza dropping enemies that are far too powerful for you right in the starting area. You will get jumped by things that will kill you almost instantaneously. And so with your first few levels, you go out, you fight once, you go back to town, heal up, save again, and then repeat. In fact, I'd say about the first 2 to 3 hours of the game consists of this. Now, because I was trying to get footage for this video, I did press on to the second town, turn in the letter there, and was given a new quest to go kill a monster. But I was level 3 at that point, and as a rough estimate, you need to be about level 8 to beat the monster. Making things worse is that it costs 50 gold to use the inn and heal, but a fight in the early game might give you 10 gold. And you'll have to be level 4 or 5 before you can survive enough fights to make a profit when you're using the inn to heal. Another complication is that the enemies scale with your equipment. Did you save up and buy a better weapon to try to make this grind a little bit easier? Well, now you're fighting tougher enemies, making that progress worthless. They don't even give you significantly better rewards. Now eventually, this torment comes to an end. You'll cross a point where you are terminally overpowered and can effortlessly beat anything through the end of the game. But the first 10 hours or so of this RPG, get used to doing nothing. Now, as bad as this game is, and it also has a terrible reputation in Japan, for some bizarre reason, it kept going. There's a PC Engine CD version if you want animated cutscenes. But if that's not enough animation for you, there's a 2-part direct-to-video animated adaptation of the game. And if you need more of the story, you should be playing Fever Girls 1. It was one of the very first Pachi slot machines, a type of gambling machine that merged pachinko with a video slot machine in the middle that would show you bits of a story as part of a reward system. And of course, the Fever Girls in question are the goddess's servants from Otaku no Seiza. With a library of over 1,000 games, it's hard to say what the worst game on the Famicom really is. Well, Otaku no Seiza is in my bottom 10. It's an utterly miserable game to play, and then you have that story. And it's not even outrageous enough to be amusingly bad. Just stay far away from this one.